Hey guys, just last Tuesday, Microsoft announced the Surface Book 2, and I had no idea that it was even going to be announced. Finding out about it for the first time that day was a complete shocker to me, and what shocked me even more was the Surface Book 2 itself. Everything about this announcement was a huge surprise to me in pretty much every way possible. Everything from specs to the pricing. And with that all in mind, I thought this would be a great opportunity to make a first impressions video. So here are my first impressions of the Microsoft Surface Book 2. So, I've been using the Surface Book as my daily driver for almost 2 years now. I own the i7 model with 16GB of RAM and a 1GB DGPU keyboard base, and I even made a review of it back in mid-2016. From the jaw-dropping hardware to the feature-packed software, I always thought that the Surface Book has been an amazing laptop overall. Now, with that said, I do have to acknowledge that the Surface Book did have 3 main problems. 1. Reliability issues. 2. The fact that the DGPU was only 1GB of what was essentially a GTX 940M. And 3. Pricing. However, I personally feel as if the pros outweighed the cons in this particular situation, which is something that rarely happens within the topic of computers. The Surface Book was able to offer everything I personally needed. It may have not been perfect, but it allowed me to do a ton of things that I personally could have never done with any other laptop. Now, taking a look at the Surface Book 2, I wholeheartedly think that this could potentially be the perfect laptop. And I promise that no one is paying me to say that. This is my honest opinion. When Microsoft announced this thing on October 17th, I was extremely surprised to hear about these 6 things. 1. The new 15-inch Surface Book. 2. The full-size discrete GTX 1050 and 1060 DGPUs. 3. The quad-core 8th generation Intel processors alongside much better integrated graphics. 4. The new USB Type-C port. 5. On-screen Surface Dial support. And 6. Support for the 2017 Surface Pen with over 4,000 levels of pressure sensitivity. These 6 things made me smile. Big time. Now, there are other things that are absolutely awesome about the new Surface Book 2, but we'll save that talk for another time. I just want to touch on the key topics here. So, let's compare the original Surface Book and the new Surface Book 2. First of all, the processors in the original Surface Book were only dual-core Intel Skylake processors, so other laptops rocking the newer quad-core Kaby Lake chips during its time had the advantage there. Secondly, the original Surface Book only had a DGPU with 1GB of video memory, and it was arguably similar to an NVIDIA GTX 940M. Therefore, gamers and some filmmakers could have stepped away from the Surface Book for that very reason. Third, the original Surface Book didn't have many core Surface features that Surface artists have and love on today's newer Surface products, like the on-screen Surface Dial support that the Surface Studio has, or the support for Microsoft's new 2017 Surface Pen with 4,096 levels of pressure sensitivity, which only the 2017 Surface Pro supported prior to the Surface Book 2's announcement. And not to mention, the original Surface Book had some reliability issues. With the Surface Book 2, Microsoft seems to have addressed all of these problems. Now, as for the Surface Book 2's reliability, we can't really say anything about that since the laptop isn't even out yet. That's something we'll have to monitor when the actual device itself launches next month. But since my original Surface Book has been improving reliability-wise thanks to driver updates, I have a feeling that Microsoft will get everything down by the time the Surface Book 2 is available to the public. Or at least I hope so. I mean, after all, this was a first-gen device. Anyway, everything about the new Surface Book 2 sounds awesome, except for one thing. The price. The 13.5-inch i7 Surface Book 2 starts at about $2,000, and if you're planning on getting the 15-inch Surface Book 2, that's going to start at $2,500. So for people like me, this is going to be really hard to afford. But with that premium price point, you do get in return what is essentially the perfect laptop, so there's that to think about. I mean, it's a high-performance laptop, rocking quad-core processors, GTX 10 series graphics, a premium build, support for pen and touch, and much more. So what could you possibly not be able to do with this laptop? Just think about that. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my first impressions video of the Surface Book 2. Drop a like if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it. My time is up, so I'll see you guys again in my next video.